guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Walker Ford, and guess what? We got a little bit of Mustang talking to do. I have a 2019 Mustang EcoBoost, but guess what? This one has that hard to find 6-speed manual transmission. But before we dive into this, let's talk about what the heck we're doing with this review. Yes, I know many of you say we do lots of Mustang reviews on Rady's Rides, and I guess maybe you're right. But one thing is for certain, I want to make sure that we are touching on every different type, style, and every sort of interest when it comes to Mustang. Now, I've literally had many of you reach out to me wanting me to get a manual transmission EcoBoost Mustang, and lo and behold, Walker Ford had one. This one is freshly traded in. It's a 2019, and what I want to do is I want to not only talk about what is it like to drive a Mustang EcoBoost with a 6-speed? Does it make it more fun? Does it feel quicker? But I also want to talk about, on this particular one, some of the options that it has that really makes me say, hey, if you are looking for a Mustang EcoBoost and you want something with some nice touches, this could be the one. So let's go ahead, let's dive in and find out, does a 6-speed change the equation in the Mustang EcoBoost? Right off the bat, the best news is it looks like a Mustang. Now, I personally would have went with Mustang SVO. Have that tie back to the Fox body 1980s SVO, special vehicle operations. It had a turbocharged inline-4 engine, just like this one has. Would have been a nice connection, but you see the style, you know it's a Mustang. Now, this particular one has the black accent package, and that's something I want to point out, and that is a direction that I would go in if I was getting one of these. I like the way, real simple, they black out the Mustang badge on the front. I think it just helps add to the style, especially with the white. Having everything blacked out with the white really pops nicely. Now, as we come around the bend, if you're wondering, if you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, is it just a blacked out Mustang badge and that's it? No, far from the truth. You're gonna get these optional wheels. Now, obviously, they're gloss black, multi-spoke. I like the design, and you know what? They're 19-inch wheels. So on your base model, you're gonna get an 18-inch wheel. This package, new, is $995. It's probably some of the best $995 you could spend if you were going the Mustang EcoBoost route or the GT. But getting this package, having those wheels and the black accents is really, really nice. And I think, like I said, with Oxford white, it's almost like a necessity, and you're getting a 19-inch wheel. So filling up that fender a little bit more, that fender area. Now, as we go down the side, one thing you're gonna notice, we have the gloss black roof. This is another piece of that black accent package. So let's do the counting. Blacked out pony, blacked out 19-inch wheels, blacked out roof, and I would find it probably hard of you out there to say that that doesn't look good. The black with the white just looks excellent. Now, as we work our way back towards the rear, it doesn't stop. We actually have on the black accent package, you're gonna get this gloss black trunk lid spoiler. Nothing too high, nothing too crazy, but just enough. And then, of course, we gotta wrap it out back. If we started up front with a blacked out Mustang, we gotta finish off with a blacked out Mustang. But it helps keep it really clean. You can see that at the back, the tail end of the business, when you go Mustang EcoBoost, you're just gonna get the one exhaust on each side. So that dual exhaust look, if you get the active exhaust, then you get the quad tip from the GT. But why don't we pop the hood, take a look at that 2.3 liter EcoBoost turbocharged engine. All right, guys, we got the hood pop. Now, I am gonna have to zonk the prop rod, but you know what? Even my Shelby has a zonked prop rod. But underneath the hood, we're gonna talk about it real brief, is that 2.3 liter inline-4 turbocharged engine, that EcoBoost motor, 310 horsepower, 350 pound-feet of torque. Now, the crazy thing is, if you would have went back a few years ago, 310 horsepower out of a V8 powered Mustang would have been generous. So it's kind of crazy how some people dog on the Mustang EcoBoost, but it is definitely producing some decent power out of 2.3 liters. The car weighs 3,532 pounds. Like I mentioned, we have the 6-speed manual, but you can get the 10-speed automatic. And 0 to 60, if you know what you're doing, is gonna go by in about 5.3 seconds. It's nice to have choices, and I think that's the one thing that's awesome, is that when you go Mustang, there is literally a Mustang for everybody, and that's why here on Rady's Rides, we like to bring so many Mustangs, is because they are so different and unique in their own way. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire this one up and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside this 2019 Mustang EcoBoost. I know you're probably wondering, well, Joe, what's the price on this one? The way that this is optioned, and it has a lot of options, but still has that good old 6-speed manual transmission. You're looking at a marked price here at Walker Ford of $30,000. It's got 14,000 miles. Let me point out some of the things why I like the way that this is optioned. It's, first of all, as you can see, has the showstopper red interior. So on the door panel, you actually get a little bit splash of red there. I think it looks so tasteful. The red contrast stitching. When you come to the dash, same story. You're gonna get more of that red stitching. You have your Mustang badge. This one has the full tech package with your 8-inch infotainment system, navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You got your mode selector, P51 fighter cockpit style mode select switches here. Gives a nice extra touch. And then this is really the big talking point. This is why we're here, that slick shifting 6-speed manual transmission. My zonk is that they give you red stitching here. They don't give you any red stitching here. I guess they must have ran out of yarn that day or something at the factory. Here is your standard key fob, real simple. Spin around, there's your buttons there. And then the seats look great. Ventilated and heated, and I just love, I think the red just pops so nicely with the white. It just adds a little extra something. But why don't you come over to the business end? Because besides this slick shifting 6-speed, I want to show you what I like over here on this particular EcoBoost Mustang. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have electric bottom, manual back. I am going to zonk that. I don't know why they do that in the Mustangs, but the other option that I really like that this has is, of course, that 12-inch color display. Absolutely beautiful. You could go into the different modes very simply. I like the font. I love the color, the graphics. They did a bang-up job on that. But why don't we go ahead? Let's get to the best part. The whole point why we're here is this 6-speed manual transmission. Let's take this one for a spin and see, does it make it a better driving Mustang EcoBoost? All right, guys, we're leaving Walker Ford. We're in the 2019 Mustang EcoBoost with the 6-speed. Let's go ahead and get on throttle. I'm telling you, it's interesting how by having the 6-speed manual, it does change the personality of the car. It allows you to be more in control of what the car is doing and just kind of syncs you with the car. Now, like I pointed out earlier, this does have a few options which I think are worth getting if you were gonna go this route, but let's go back on throttle. Here we go. You know, you're getting the power to the ground, rear wheel drive. It's gonna be fun to drive, especially if you're gonna take this down some twisty bits, maybe do an autocross track. And the wonderful news is you have less weight up front. So when it comes to steering, obviously on a Mustang GT with a larger engine, the V8 engine, more weight changes up the steering characteristics. With this, you have lighter steering feel, which is a nice setup. The clutch has a great pickup point, really smooth. It's got a nice weight to it. It's not too light, not too heavy. On throttle. Does it feel as fast as a Mustang GT? Of course not. I would be lying to you if I said that it was as fast as a Mustang GT. But remember, if you compare this to, say, a Mustang 10 years ago, 310 horsepower, 350 pound-feet of torque, you're gonna be on par with that. I mean, it's that much of a change. How I know when you hear 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, you may be like, oh, it's not enough. I'm telling you, I think it's a great amount of power and makes the car usable. Makes the car very usable, and you can still have a blast with the 6-speed. All right, guys, let's do a little acceleration test here. I'm gonna come to a dead stop. I think we're lucky with the traffic. So, on throttle, here we go. Little chirp. Chirping tire's a happy tire. Easy to go from second to third. One thing I'm noticing is you don't want to take the revs all the way to red line. You're just wasting your time. It's actually better to shift about 6,000 RPM. It keeps you a little bit more in that sweet spot of the torque delivery. You are waiting a little bit for the boost, but once it comes on steam, she's humming. Let's see how she handles. Nice. Nice, look at that heel toe, baby. Yeah, look at this. Round, round, round we go. On throttle. Yeah, now that's fun. See, that's what makes it fun, man. It's like you got a 6-speed, you're in control. The 10-speed, I'm telling you right now, in that turn, would be searching through gears. 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 5th, 4th, and it just kills the mood. You know, it's like when you go to kiss somebody, right? It's like the first day you go to kiss them, and then they turn their head. And then you don't get the kiss. That's what it feels like, driving an automatic Mustang EcoBoost. This, you're making out all night long. You might even get to home plate, around all the bases. Nice, look at this, heel toe, baby. Heel toe is great in this thing. There we go. Nice clean run. Telling you, shifting at 6,000, right on the money. 3rd or 4th, super smooth. Clutch has a good pickup point, not a lot of travel. And that's another thing, is like if you're new to the manual shifting world, first of all, welcome to the family. Second of all, this is a great car to hone your skills because you don't have a ton of power that's gonna make things nutty for you, but yet you have enough to where you could really enjoy the actual act of driving. But here we go, one more time. Oh God, the heel toe, I could do it all day long. Yeah! See? Mustang EcoBoost can't put a smile on your face. I don't care what you say. But we're gonna go ahead, get back to Walker Ford, wrap this one up, so I will see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another great day here at Walker Ford. I definitely gotta thank Frank Walker, Weston Walker, Tracy, Benji, Mark, Austin, Greg, the whole crew, getting us this freshly traded in Mustang EcoBoost with a slick shifting 6-speed. As you saw, you know what? It may be a little bit slower 0 to 60, rolling through your own gears, but it definitely increases the fun factor and just changes the whole personality of the vehicle. And then on top of it, I'm telling you, these options that were checked off the day of purchase are exactly what you should be optioning, because that definitely brings a little bit extra style. But if you want to keep seeing reviews like these, where we're really taking the Mustang, picking it apart, looking at all the different options and alternatives, leave a comment in that comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Ready to Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Ready to Rise merch. Got to get out to Crown Vic. He always loves rowing his own boat. Every car that he has owned since the day he was born has been a manual transmission, including Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars. So Victor is a true car enthusiast, so thank you for your hard work, Crown Vic, and just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.